Hi there. Who am I doing? Aries, how are you? Sorry, I had already just barely started your reading and I had a coughing fit, so I'm starting over. I decided to do a quick love reading for you guys this month of July 2017. I'm using the Crystal Visions Tarot. And the Wheel of Fortune flew out right at the beginning. And this is a card about. It's interesting because it's about karma and that things go in cycles and things are always changing, and how if you can live at the center of the wheel, stay centered and not allow external things to really throw you off track, and not to get too excited but also not to get too low, that you're able to deal with things in life better. So I sort of had mixed feelings about this card when it comes to relationships, because I don't see a relationship that's constantly on a really big high and then a really big low, um, as a healthy relationship. Personally, from my point of view, that seems like a drama relationship where, to me, I can see the fights, and then the makeup sex, and then the fights, and I hate him, and I'm leaving, and your friends, if this describes your relationship, want to frickin' kill you, because it's just like, oh my God, get out already. It's just like, ugh, you're just a drama queen, and you just love this cycle of craziness. Um, and the Page of Swords is they're just going to come in, and they'll have a sharp tongue, and again they may what's the word, instigate uh, this type of pattern, cycle of events. So if you are in a relationship that has this type of everything's super, super great, but then it's really, really bad, and that's really, really great, and every other week you're going to your friends because you're breaking up or you're going to move out, or you're like, really want you to stop and think about that, and start to think about things in a different way. Like, what is sustainable? Can you be centered? What part are you playing in this circle, this vicious circle happening if you are in a relationship? And if you're not in a relationship right now, and you've ever been in a relationship like this, I think we tend to be in these when we're younger, just to really think about it. Like, was that healthy? Was that happy? What about that was appealing that you stayed in it? How just try to analyze it. Try to step back and picture, if this was if I was looking at someone else's relationship, how would I view it? And you can, if you have a good friend, and you're truly open to it, you can ask them, how does this look to you? How do you see this relationship or that relationship I had? If you're truly open to some honest advice, and you have like a Sagittarius like me friend that will tell you straight up what they thought. I mean, I don't think it was happy. The Four of Cups is just, it gets to a point where you can get numb from that. It's like I can't deal with the highs and the lows, and instead of being centered and calm, it's like numb. You just shut down completely, and that's not healthy either. So how do you find that balance? How do you figure this out? And it takes life experience, it takes mindfulness, it takes figuring out what you can and cannot endure, what is behind the highs and lows. Sometimes it's that thrill of it's almost like you want to feel too much, but just because you're being zen about things doesn't mean things aren't great and exciting. But it's different than being so much energy and so much drama that it's unsustainable to the point where you just become you just can't deal with it anymore. So you kind of shut down. People stay in these types of situations because they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of being alone. But going with the unknown, it's like if you know what you have currently or have had in the past is not good in the long run. So try something different. Try someone different. Recognize if you start falling into a pattern. But it really says you need to go within and really figure out your part in past relationships and how not to bring those behaviors forward. What was behind those behaviors? How did I even how was I a willing participant in these fights or this drama in the past? And going within, it's like, do I want that? Did I really create that? I was a co-creator in that. And how do I want to function in relationships? And the hard thing is to have the conviction once you figure that out to stick to it. And if you get into a relationship, you never know what a relationship is like until you're in it. Then having the conviction to say, I am breaking this pattern, this cycle of events, and I'm not going to do it again. And, sticking up for yourself, but being alone is going to be better than being in a situation where you're like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm numb, I'm unhappy, and I'm enduring it. I'm trying to get through the night. I'm trying to just hoping for things to get better, or I'm in denial and I'm shutting down because I don't want to deal with it. So it's like, it's time to deal with it. It's time to figure out what your pattern has been in relationships. And then, open yourself up to something. Oh yeah, here's the denial card at the bottom of the deck. You have had a part. Now, I'm not saying if you found yourself with someone abusive, you're not responsible for other people's behavior, but you are responsible for tolerating it. And of course, I'm not talking about if you were in if the person was like threatening to your life if you left. Obviously that is a whole new level, but a lot of us stay in relationships that are unhealthy and absolutely can get out. So I just want to pull like one last card. Whoops. All these cards are, wow. So the card that just came out is the Tower. So this is saying if you choose to stay in denial and stay in this type of relationship, something's going to come along. Usually I feel like it's these people that treat us like shit and we stay in these relationships and then they end up dumping us or like cheating on us. And it's like, why the hell was I with this person in the first place? But there's the Eight of Swords again. It's time to cut away all of that. Cut away all the bullshit. Get to the truth. Really see things for what it is. And know that, okay, yep, moving forward is scary because it's unknown and you may be by yourself. But it's always better to bet on yourself and bet on something better than to tolerate the situation you just know isn't working out. And again, if this isn't something that's happening right now, if you're in a good relationship, fantastic. And if you're single, really use this time wisely to sort of make a contract with yourself. Like, I'm not going to tolerate this behavior. I'm going to get out. I'm not going to repeat the same patterns moving forward. Okay. Thank you, Aries, for stopping by, and I'll see you at the next reading. Bye.